Good afternoon, everyone. I am Sittie Amerah Indardaya, and I am going to discuss to you ICT and the computer, its rules and history. ICT transforms every aspect in the teaching and learning process. Here are the rules of ICT in education. So it can serve multiple teaching functions. ICT can be used as drill and practice to help solve problems, to access information in different fields. And it can be used in teaching and learning modes. So these learning modes include classroom, interactive learning, organizational learning, and managed learning. And the information can be delivered in an instant because of the internet. You can deliver information in a wide coverage at low cost. So for example, itong pandemic, very useful siya ngayong pandemic. Okay, so let me discuss to you the evolution of ICT in education. So, Hornbook. So, ito, as you can see, yung parang Hornbook. So, that is their book dati. Ganyan yung itsura ng libro nila dati. So, in Hornbook, in 1650, this wooden paddle with printed lesson was used during colonial era. You can find on the paper alphabets and religious verses which children would copy to help them learn how to write. So, ganyan yung mga gamit nila dati. The first engine na built, the difference engine in 1820 and analytical engine in 1830, both designed and invented by Charles Cabbage. As you can see, parang nakakalito siya. Hindi mo alam kung paano siya gamitin. Pero ito yung unang engine na nagawa. 1820. And then, the second is tong Magic Lantern. Magic Lantern in 1870. Primitive version of slide projector that projected images printed on glass plates. So, dito nakikita mo yung mga images, no? Dito sa Magic Lantern na to. So, mukha siyang nilalabasan ng usok. Okay, so that is Magic Lantern. And then, the next one is 1890 when school slate was invented, and 1890 when chalkboard was one of the biggest invention in terms of educational technology, which is still being used up to this age. So ito yung kauna-unahang chalkboard na nagawa. So as you can see, na ibang-iba sa ating blackboard ngayon na malaki. Ito pang maliit na chalkboard ito. Okay, okay, so the next one is 1900 when pencil used in classroom. Most pencils were made from graphite mixed with clay binder that leaves a gray or black mark that can be erased. So itong graphite pencil, no, meron nagagamit din ito. Ginagamit din ito ng mga mga engineering, itong graphite. At saka nung nag-experiments kami sa physics, nagamit ko rin itong graphite pencil. So meron siyang source of energy na pwede niyang nakakaya niyang pailawin yung isang maliit na bulb. So useful din talaga itong graphite sa mga physics. So meron siyang energy na nabibuild. Okay, next one, 3-dimensional viewing tool used as a source of entertainment at home at in school 1905. It was invented by Charles Whitstone in 1838. So para siyang projector, 'di ba? Then hindi natin kumbaga alam kung paano talaga siya ginagamit, but that was built in 1905. And then radio was used for on-air classes in 1920, which began popping up for any student within listening range. So para siyang radio, then pinapakinggan ng mga estudyante No, as you can see, no, para siyang speaker. No, at saka yung malaki na sa sounds. I don't know kung meron pa yan ngayon. And then, ito naman yung film projector. So, this is the film projector. That is also called movie projector, which is used for projecting movie images from film and introduced in school in 1925. So then, overhead projector was initially used by the military for training purposes in World War II, but later on quickly spread to schools and other organizations. The OHP became popular in 1930. Yes, as you can see, so nagamit na pala to sa World War II at tagal-tagal na pala niya. And then, first patented ballpoint pen was claimed by John Loud in 1888 and changed the ink supply by Laszlo Biro in 1938. 1940, when ballpoint pen was one of the useful tool in classroom. Okay, so the autographic printed was patented under Thomas Edison in 1876, but it was called mimeograph by Albert Blake Dick in 1887 and licensed the patented invention edition. Soon it became popular and widely used in school in 1940. The transistor was invented in 1947 by the Bell Telephone Company by Walter Brattain, John Bardeen, and William Shockley. It is one of the vital components of computer, as you can see. Yes. And then 1950, when headphones are used in schools for some listening skills and to do individual listening for audio files and the like, Nathaniel invented the first headphone in 1910. Okay, so the video tape was first demonstrated in 1951 by Bing Crosby Enterprise, and it was developed by John T. Moline and Wayne Johnson. So educational television in 1958, having more than 50 channels of TV, which included educational programming that aired across the country. Okay. Then the first successful photocopier was developed in 1959 by Xerox. So, as you can see, no, para naman mukha siyang talagang Xerox talaga. So, copier machine. Pero ngayon ang tawag na sa photocopier is Xerox. Yung ang gumawa pala nun ay si Xerox. Okay, so the first computer assisted instruction, CAI, introduced by Stanford University in 1963. And then the first computer was invented by Douglas Engelbart in 1963. Okay, so the ARPANET was the first internet in 1969. So it is an interconnected network of computer networks. It was decommissioned in 1990. So the first internet in 1969. And then handheld calculator was introduced to classroom in 1972 for quick mathematical calculations. T1 was developed by Texas Instruments. Okay, so Scantron testing system was introduced by Michael Sokolsky, which allows teachers to check and grade tests more quickly and efficiently. Okay, and then the next one, the first mobile phone was introduced by Motorola in 1973. The first call was made by Martin Cooper and it weighs about 1.1 kilogram. Okay, and then 1974 was the year when Microsoft Corporation was founded by Bill Gates and Paul Allen. Then the first CD-ROM drive was introduced in 1985 and it is CM100 developed by Philips. Okay, and the next one, in 1990, when the World Wide Web was introduced by Tim Berners-Lee. So, unti-unti nang nag-i-involve ang internet, ang technology, nadadagdagan ng mga bagong technology. Then, in 1991, the first laptop was introduced and it is called PowerBook by Apple Corporated. Okay, so yan ang itsura ng first laptop na, na, na nagawa noong 1991. So maliit pa siya na laptop, no? Para hindi siya mukhang laptop. Pero meron siyang keyboard. Okay, so 1996 when Nokia introduced a phone that had internet capabilities. So this mini computer started a revolution of devices that were portable computers. As you can see, no, para siyang gaming. Pero it is many computers. So meron daw siyang internet. So 1999, interactive Whiteboard is an instructional tool that allows computer images to be displayed on whiteboard, which later can be manipulated by teachers and students. So dito mo makikita, no, dito mo rin pwedeng gamitin yung projector na ginagamit natin ngayon. Okay, and then the next one is the Apple iPad was released by Apple in 2010. So dito na nagsisimula yung ating mga latest na tablet and smartphone. And then the last one is interactive mobile apps have become the center of effective classroom learning. So na unti-unti na rin nagkakaroon ng mga new apps na pwedeng gamitin ng mga estudyante. Mga apps ngayon, nagbabago na rin, like for example, Facebook, so any social media apps rin. Okay, so that is the evolution of ICT. And then, this is the rules and functions of computers. Number one is computers can increase productivity. Yes, so because nagagawa mo yung gusto mong gawin sa computers. So if you want to encode your topics, you can do that to your computers. It is very easy to use now. And then computers facilitate communication between students, teachers, and administrators. And then number 3 is computers are used to access large amount of like for example, if meron kang kumbaga mga files na sobrang dami, you can use computers. Pwede mong ilagay sa computers yon yung mga files na yon. And then computers are brilliant teaching aid. Yes, so of course you can you can create visual aid through computers, like yung PowerPoint, no? You can use that in computers. And then computers facilitate an electronic format for storage of information. Like I said, no, marami kang pwedeng i-save sa computers mo, like for example, yung mga grades ng students mo, yung attendance, yung lahat ng files, pwede mong ilagay sa computers. And then, computers can teach subjects and enhance learning of the students. So, it is very useful talaga itong computers, lalo na ngayon sa pandemic. So, our next topic is software for educators and students. Okay, so software is categorized in 2 types. Number 1 is the system software. Number 2 is operating software. System software consists of programs that control the operations of the computer and its devices. So it serves as the interface between the user, the application software, and the hardware. Okay, so in system software, as you can see here, because system software is a specific type of software that manages a computing device. So the system software comprises the operating system, utility programs, and device drivers. We will look at it. Okay, so that is system software. And number 2 is operating software. An operating software is a software that manages hardware, software, and other applications on a computing device. The operating system has different functions and tasks it carries out on a computing device. Okay, so this is the system software. System software serves as the interface between the user, hardware, and application software. So the different operating systems, number one, standalone operating. So this is a complete operating system that works on desktop computer, notebook computer, or mobile computing device. So these operating systems function entirely independently from a network on a computer or mobile device. So this ensures that the task of an operating system can be performed on the device. Like for example, here in Windows, Microsoft Windows is the most known operating system, and many versions had been out in the market to help users perform computer-based tasks with more convenience. And then the Mac OS X. So this operating system is only available for computers which any manufactured by Apple. So that is the examples, one of the example, or that is the some of the examples of standalone operating. And then we have the embedded operating system. This kind of operating system resides in an internal chip rather than a hard drive and used to on mobile devices and other consumer electronics. So then it is designed for a specific purpose, like for example the smart TVs that connect to the internet, and a video camera that can stream live footage, and the GPS system that is installed in most mobile devices. Like for example, the iOS, it is also previously known as iPhone OS, and an operating system that was developed by Apple and used on the iPad Touch, iPhone, and Apple TV. The Google Android, a Google Android operating system for mobile devices, and BlackBerry OS. This operating system was developed by Research in Motion for BlackBerry's line of smartphones. Okay, so number 3 is emerging operating systems. So the emerging operating system, like that of Google's Classroom OS, has the potential to revolutionize computing. So application software. Application software or application programs allow users to perform specific tasks like writing document, making project presentation, and then video recording, and many others. Like for example, as a productive or business tool, create graphics and multimedia projects, support school and professional activities, help individuals with home and personal activities, and facilitate communication. So there are types of software applications used in schools. Instructional software are intended to teach skills or information through demonstrations, examples, explanation, or problem solving. So instructional software is one of many resources teachers can use to implement educational technology into the classroom. And educational or instructional software can be found in many formats, purchased hard copies, downloaded, or used virtually. So the purpose of having software in the classroom is to help students learn content and or skills on a variety of topics. So so the number 1 is tutorial software. It is a software that teaches the users about new concepts. So it acts like a human tutor by providing the all information and instructional activities a learner needs to master a topic, information, summaries, explanation, practice routine, feedback, and assessment. Students access an entire instructional program on a particular topic. It is a standalone unit and does not supplement other instructions. So that's tutorial software. And then the second one is drill and practice software. So it provides exercises in which students work on items one at a time and receive feedback on their correctness. It allows also the learners to work problems or answer questions and get feedbacks and correctness. It provides opportunities for students to work on problems or examples one at a time, and then receive feedback on their performance. And then the third one is simulations. So simulation software, it provides a lifelike or word-like scenario or system that students may experience through the computer. And then models are real or imaginary systems that show how those systems or similar ones work or demonstrate underlying concept. It is educational software tools that simulate the live learning experience of the students. Okay, so the last one is instructional games. Primarily used to motivate learners in learning a concept or topic, so it also allows learners to practice their skills in a more engaging manner. So it increases motivation by adding game rules and or competition to learning activities to drill. So like for example, appealing formats and activities, instructional, it has instructional value. So the benefits is games are more interesting than traditional instruction, according to Randall et al. 1992. And then retention of information is longer, so makes learning more engaging and motivational. Okay, so problem solving. We have also problem solving. It focuses on fostering skills in problem solving. So it teaches directly the steps involved in solving problems, helps learner acquire problem solving skills by giving them opportunities to solve problems. These are problems that focus on developing or exercising critical thinking skills by the user rather than a specific academic discipline. And then the special needs software. So we have special needs software. It designed specifically for students with learning disabilities to assist them in carrying out school tasks. So parang mga for the learners na merong disabilities, that is for students na may problema sa learning. So that para sa kanila yung special needs software. And then we have productivity software. So productivity software is designed to help teachers and students in creating their reports, computing of grades, communicating, developing of materials, and keeping of record effectively and efficiently. So it is an application software used for producing information, like for example the documents, presentation worksheets, databases, and so on. So its names arose from the fact that it increases productivity, especially of individual office workers, from typists to knowledge workers, although its scope is now wider than that. So that's productivity software. So there are types of productivity software. That is the number one is word processing software. This is one of the most widely used application software. So the second one is electronic spreadsheet software. It allows the user to organize numeric data in rows and columns. So this software is normally used doing budgets, grade computations, and accomplish mathematical problems. Spreadsheets are composed of thousands of rows and columns. So Microsoft Excel is an application program called an electronic spreadsheet. So electronic spreadsheet programs allow you to organize data, perform calculations, make decisions, and present your data in table or graph. So when Excel starts, it opens a document window called a workbook. So our workbook is based on a template. And then the third one is presentation software. So in presentation software, it is designed to communicate and display information, including text, images, audio, and video elements in a slideshow format. So presentation programs are typically used in schools during lectures, presentation of reports, motivational games, and the like. So a presentation software, sometimes called a presentation program, is a digital tool. So it utilizes sequences of graphics, text, audio, and video to accompany a spoken presentation. So these sequences, often called slides, are consolidated in virtual files called slide decks. And then the last one is graphics and multimedia software. Okay, so graphics and multimedia software allows professionals like engineers, architects, publishers, and graphic artists to design work that is intended for their own field of specialization. So it includes desktop publishing software, paint, image editing software, clip art, image gallery, multimedia authoring tools, and others. So that is graphics and multimedia software. Okay, so thank you so much for listening, and I am Sittie Amerah Indardaya. Thank you for listening.